incredible scenes here. The Tunisian fans, sorry, the Moroccan fans. I did Tunisia yesterday. Those fans were going wild. Moroccan fans are going absolutely wild here. The scenes are just brilliant. The Canadian players were on their knees. They were desperate to take something home from this World Cup, more than just a couple of goals. They, of course, are joint hosts in 4 years' time. But Morocco are top and out of the group, in top place, into the last 16 for the first time since 1986, Ashley.
No, I think it's brilliant. You can see the scenes, you can see how much it means to them. That's how, you know, that's a World Cup, that's getting out the group stage in a World Cup, and they topped it, and they was worthy of it as well, because they played really well. Even this evening, today they played well, and these fans are going nuts behind us. It's so loud, we can hear it in the studio, and that's the beauty of football, isn't it?
They had to defend a bit more, didn't they, in that second half? Canada were desperate to get something from this.
Yeah, we saw that Canada did play even like higher and pushing Morocco to defend even deeper. But Morocco was still like focused, well organized, and really patient. And yes, at the end they just deserved this win.
And look at that, what it means to them. You have enjoyed their calmness. You've enjoyed their defensive strengths as well in this tournament, Laura, and well, it's paid off, hasn't it? Because that's what they've built this success from, and a new generation of Moroccan players who are going to enjoy this World Cup journey for at least one game more.
As the coach say, we're going to this World Cup and we are able to beat anyone. When we put every effort, 100%, we put all the energy, we are able to do it. And they believed in it. But it's true that in the beginning of the World Cup, no one could think that Morocco will finish first. Everybody was thinking about Croatia, Belgium. But Morocco came with this mentality of saying, no, we are ready for this World Cup.
And they're the second side through to the last 16 after Senegal, of course, who will play England in the last 16. We don't know who Morocco will play yet, but they are top of the group, and that is the way Group F finishes. Canada still to get a World Cup win. Belgium end on 4 points with just that win against Canada. And of course, the draw today against Croatia, which finished goalless. They finish in second. And that's an interesting group, of course, to be played later out tonight. And potentially, Croatia could end up playing Spain in the last 16, of course, because you'd fancy Spain perhaps to finish top. But anything can happen, as we know, because I don't think many people would have had Morocco finishing top of Group F, would they?
No, and I think that Morocco won't care. They'll watch the game, but I don't think they've played in this World Cup so far fearless, organised, going at teams. I don't think they'll be that interested or there won't be no nerves, or they won't be scared of what, you know, whoever it is that they come up against, because they've been so good and they're enjoying it, and now they've got momentum, and momentum is a big thing in football. And I think that when you can keep that going, and you see these pictures, it means so much. It means so much, and you keep that going, and you start feeling like you can take the world on. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. These have been brilliant tonight as well, the fans. I think that they've really drove their team on, giving them energy in that second half when they needed it, and that they'll enjoy their night. I like this. Sometimes some people say, oh, you know, there's another game to be played in a few days and you stay focused. Enjoy yourself. You worked hard to get out of a tough group, and you topped the group. Enjoy yourself, I think.
Yeah, and go and obviously, you know, appreciate your fans who've made this journey here. It's a few hours on a plane to Morocco, but it's a lot longer to Canada, of course, and their fans have seen them come through this World Cup with their much sought after goal, but unfortunately for them, still no win, no points, and a lot of work to do over the next 4 years. But it's going to be a few days, a matter of days, before these guys go again in the last 16. 1986. It's such a long time, isn't it, for them to have not gone out of a group, and obviously with players like Ziyech performing as he did today, and the cohesion of this team and the defence as well. It's going to be a great few days for those fans, extending their stay here and enjoying and adding so much colour and noise, and you know, the atmosphere has been great, hasn't it? So.
Yeah, no, I've really enjoyed it. It was another good game of football. Fans were brilliant. They added loads of atmosphere, and as I say, they drove them on. But what a good team we've seen as well, Morocco. I think that all the stuff that we mentioned before, in the organisation, the discipline, they obviously they're well drilled and they know exactly what they're doing, and then they have a little bit of magic with Ziyech El Naziri and good players, you know, Hakimi. They're a good team. I think that maybe before we underestimated them a little bit, but now they're here and they're showing the world what they're all about.
Well, the only thing they've lost today is their clean sheet record. Aguerd in the first half and then almost a second, just half a ball over the line off the bar. Let's have a little look at how Canada almost got their point towards the end of the match here, Laura.
Yeah, we could see it on the corner, like number 3 is heading the ball, and we're all thinking this is the goal, but no. In order to be a goal, the ball has to be right inside. The entire ball has to be inside the goal. So this is the rule that every referee knows, but for some people watching the game, they thought it was a goal, but no, it has to be.
Say some people, I was screaming that I thought it was a goal. I was quite desperate for Canada to get their goal there, but obviously, clearly only half the ball, sadly for them, and them's the fine margins.
That's what it is, yeah. And it gutted for this guy. They didn't get his World Cup goal, and that's probably his last World Cup as well. So that would have been nice for him. But that's football, you know. Sometimes it doesn't happen. And to be fair, over the course of the 90 minutes, I don't think they did enough to really get anything out of the game anyway.
There's a player we're going to have a closer look at who really did help the defence, because he sits in front of the defence, organises, just a lot of stuff came through him and made sure that everybody kept doing their jobs properly. Amrabat, who his manager said ahead of this, he's a world-class player and he's going to move to one of the big clubs, he said, after this tournament, trust me, he said. And actually, with the performance you've seen today, you wouldn't bet against that.
No, not at all. I think he was excellent. I thought he was superb. In a time where, like Laura said, Canada did have a better second half and try and get up the pitch a little bit higher. And all he did was disciplined and put fires out, which is so important when a team's pushing and you can keep that centre of the pitch, the main area of the of the battle. You can keep that tight. You see how early he's reading things, and as a centre back, it's so nice when you've got a defensive midfield player like that. This one he reads early, just sniffs out the danger. But you know what it's like when you have someone there in front of you that you can trust to do stuff like this.
Exactly, he's the type of player, you know, he's been like a guide during the entire competition. He's setting the tone for the team because he has like so much energy. So he was really aggressive, you could see. He's like he's not like falling on the ground, he's like staying. And you can see he's into the zone. It's like for him, I can feel he's like so into the game, nothing can disrupt him. And he's been even pushing forward. He's not just defending, he's making the difference.
Dare I say it, Laura, we've been chatting about what France are lacking, and it's an Amrabat type player, isn't it, at the moment? You know, that's perhaps what France need in this World Cup to go forwards, but for Morocco, what an asset he is.
Yeah, I think successful teams, as we said before, they need to be able to know how to manage games, win games, keep clean sheets. They need something a little bit special up top, but you need someone like that as well, someone that's going to do all the dirty work that maybe gets overlooked, you know, because Ziyech scores and stuff like that. But if he's not there today, maybe Canada get through and get something out of the game. So, you know, just players, especially that type of holding midfield player that can sniff danger out earlier, is so important.
Well, the celebrations go on here at the Al Thunamat Stadium, and you can see there the manager, Raghi, who is only been in the job since August, and making history for Morocco, making history for these players, and you know that all smacks of great Kahir. You recognise that kind of atmosphere, I'm sure, from your experience with Wales.
Yeah, and that's why I say you should enjoy it, because I remember when we was in the Euros in 2016 and got out, and we enjoyed it, and then you might only have one game left. You'll refocus and you'll go again, but if you've worked so hard to qualify for a World Cup and then you've topped the group, the manager's got to get thrown up in the air because because why wouldn't you? Do you know that's why you play for moments like this, to you know, they enjoy their evening and then refocus tomorrow and then try and win the next game. But when you've just played 90 minutes and you've played these 3 games and worked hard, I think anyway that you should have scenes like that. And for your fans, the fans are still, they haven't moved. They're still there, and they're you know, they want to see those kind of scenes and have that relationship between the team and their fan base.
Goes a long way, doesn't it? Let's get some reaction from Canada, though, and their long-serving player, 100 caps he's achieved in this tournament, 39 years old, Atiba Hutchinson.
Atiba, take us through your chance. How close were you? How close was Canada to tying? And how hard is it to leave this World Cup without that point?
Yeah, on the chance, it was a very good ball in. I just try to get my head on it and keep it down, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And today we gave everything, but again, it just wasn't enough today. We tried our best. We gave everything we have inside of us. We wanted to fight for ourselves and get something out of this tournament, to get the first points on the board for this country. And unfortunately, we didn't get it today. So, we're very upset. We're disappointed at that. But of course, it's our first time in a very long time, and we're all proud of ourselves and proud of what we came here and done, apart from not getting the points.
Canada leaves with 3 losses. However, this might be an end to this tournament, but does it feel like a beginning?
For sure, for sure. It was a way for us to come here and show the world what we're made of, show the world that we can play football and play with the best of them. I said it before, we'll learn from these games. They're difficult games. We're playing against a lot of good teams. But it is the start of a new beginning for us. We'll continue to work and prepare like we always do, and 4 years from now, we'll be ready to do some more and make some more noise.
Thank you, Atiba. John, after a rough start, your team fought back. In its World Cup education, what did they learn about themselves today?
That they were 2 inches away from scoring the first goal, the first points for Canada. I think everyone thought that ball was going to cross the line. We were willing it, but it didn't. So I think you're seeing that resilience. You're seeing our quality. This is a Moroccan team that's just won the group. And I thought we showed that spirit, that Canadian grit that we came here to show, and at times our quality.
Canada leaves with 3 losses. Is that a disappointment? Are you disappointed?
I'm proud. I'm proud of what these lads have shown here. I think you're always going to walk away from this, and it's going to sting. But there isn't a game that we're not proud of. I think we competed in every match here. It's the first time we've been here since 36 years. There's a qualitative gap at all levels, and we're trying to close that. That's what we'll be doing, and that's where we'll go. We'll keep learning as an organization, as a coach, and as a player group, and we'll be back stronger. We've got 4 years to build, but this is our first step into the big unknown, and we found a lot of things out, and that this team has got quality. We can compete, and we were close.
Thank you, John.
Thanks.
Oh, it's emotional for Canada, isn't it? Because I think there's a lot of unity in that group, isn't there, with the manager. They really believe in him. They've said that he's the difference to kind of the team that weren't qualifying before, and getting that group of players together. And it is an enormous step up for them. And we said at half-time, they're just not getting enough matches. He said, we're not getting enough matches against other opposition. So I guess, all those learnings and pushing over the next 4 years is the goal, isn't it? And would you perhaps keep him in charge as well because of that kind of continuum effect?
It reminds me of women's football, and when France, we didn't used to be on top and in the biggest stage of women's football. We were participating to a big competition but didn't have the experience, and I could feel Canada starting from the competition with a lot of energy, but then you see they are missing more experience, even if they have Davis. But today we know that Canada is not just about Davis. There's Buchanan, and there's young players who have technique. It's not soccer, it's football, and they will be working toward improving. But they're on the right path, and I'm sure we will see more players coming in Europe, getting that confidence, and coaching continuing to improve their level.
Okay. Well, Morocco, of course, top the group, and it's only the second time ever that multiple African teams have made it through to the knockout stages. 2014, the last time Algeria and Nigeria, and tomorrow, of course, Ghana will give it a go as well. And just a quick one for you. Bono was born in '91, the same year U2 released Achtung Baby. If the results fall that Germany finished second, then they're going to face Morocco in the last 16, as they did in 1986. Boom. Wow. Guys, thank you so much.